Hello, everyone. Good evening. Wishing you all a very warm welcome for the second session on Connecting the Dots Season 2, Our Festivals and Responsible Tourism, India and Abroad, which is organized by the National Scientific Committee of Cultural Tourism, NSCCT, in collaboration with NSC's Intangible Cultural Heritage and the Historic Towns and Villages, ICOMOS, India. I hope I am audible to all and perfectly clear.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Okay. These intangible cultural heritage and the historic towns and villages, ICOMOS, India. I hope I am audible to all and perfectly clear.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Thank you. So today's session is going to be of the North and Northeast zone. And we have three brilliant speakers with us. We have Dr. Sanjeev Kumar Borkakoti, who's going to speak on agrarian festivals in Assam and responsible tourism, followed by Engineer Dilip Changakoti. He will be speaking on the Buddhist cultural tourism in Assam. And lastly, we have Dr. Harvind Bhandari, who will be speaking on festivals at Shakti Peeths of Himachal Pradesh. So we will be starting with Dr. Sanjeev ji. And I request everyone to please keep their mics on mute. If anyone has any questions or any doubts, they can write it down in the chat. And we will be taking all the queries and comments from the experts at the very end of all the three sessions. I will also be sharing the screen now. Please let me know if it is visible.
Yes, you are the host.
Yes, thank you. Sanjeev ji, is my screen visible?
Shall I start?
Yes, sir. You can start.
My presentation is on agrarian festivals in Assam and responsible tourism. My PPT will be shared by streamer, since I have some connectivity problem here. So please go to the second slide. Agricultural festivals of Assam. As much as 69% of Assam's population are engaged in the agricultural sector, which is higher than the all India percentage, 54%. So that brings out the importance of this sector. Paddy is the most important food grain produced in Assam. Then tea is the most important cash crop of Assam, which contributes 60% of all India output. I'm giving this data to highlight the importance of agriculture for Assam and how it influences the culture. The harvest seasons of paddy happens to be pleasant seasons. Naturally, people find it opportune to engage in festivities. Thus, agrarian festivals evolved over time. Spring is the most favorable season for the festivals, as it is well known. Regarding the tea tribes, they engage in festivities mostly in the autumn season. And the festivals here are held in such a season, which is also very congenial for tourism. So these festivals themselves can be part of tourism. That's why tourism and agricultural festivals are interlinked for Assam. Please, the next slide. There are many agricultural festivals celebrated in Assam. The most important ones are Bihu, Baisagu, Ali Ailigam, Jodbil Mela, Karam Puja, Porak, Baikho, Bishudima, Vateli. These are observed by different tribes different ethnic groups of Assam. But regarding Bihu, it is observed by all the people of the state, while others are mostly confined to certain ethnic groups. The next slide. Bihu is celebrated in three parts. The Bhogali Bihu is observed in January month. It is also known as Magh Bihu. It is mostly about celebration of food. Then Rangali Bihu is observed in April, which is also known as Bohag Bihu. This Bihu is known for merriment. The Bihu dance, the Bihu Nam are well known. These are very famous all over the world. The third one, the Kongali Bihu, is observed in October. It is basically for the protection of the crops. How natural measures can be taken to protect the crop from the insects, that is embedded in the practices of this particular Bihu. But one thing is common to all these Bihus, that the indigenous food and merriment are a part of all these three Bihus. The next slide. Though basically Bihu is an agrarian festival, both farmers and non-farmers celebrate it all over Assam. The Sutia tribal people of Assam originally introduced this festival in 5th to 6th century. The Ahom kings then offered royal patronage to Bihu festivities. These kings ruled over Assam for 600 years, which is world, almost a world record. The traditional gamusa is gifted to near and dear ones during the Rangali Bihu. You can see a gamusa being shown on the side here, and this has recently received a GI tag, a special product of Assam. During Magh Bihu or Bhogali Bihu, a holy fire called Meji is lit at very dawn. The Kati Bihu or Kongali Bihu is known for protection of crops by lighting lamp called Akashbanti in paddy field. It's a natural way of annihilating the insects which damage the crops. So this is very interesting that Bihu is not only for merriment, but it is also for the protection of the nature and the crop. Next slide. Bihu song is accompanied by a vibrant dance. There are different types of dance. Here I have a video where the group of Meghali Bordoloi performs Jeng Bihu here, and it's very nice that Meghali herself is very much present here. So please play the video. The sound has not come.
Sir, it is playing. The video is visible to me with the audio.
Audio is not coming.
Audio is not coming.
Ame?
Okay. Maybe.
This particular dance is known as Jeng Bihu. It is performed by ladies. And one specialty of this particular performance is that ladies of almost all age group have participated. Meghali and her mother also are there in the group.
Shall I try now?
Yeah, please.
Is it playing?
It's playing, but the sound is not coming.
Okay. Still no audio?
No, it's not. Please start from the beginning, and I'll play the audio at my side.
Okay.
Then it will go together.
Okay. You let me know when to click and I'll start.
Please start.
So we can hear.
Yes, ma'am.
We can hear the audio.
Yeah.
Did my audio go?
Yes, I
Yeah,
think
it
you
is
are
beautiful.
audible. Yes.
Okay. Now coming to the Vaisagu festival, this particular word Vaisagu means the start of New Year. This festival is observed at the beginning of the first month of the Boru year, around mid-April, when Rangali Bihu is also celebrated. On the first day, cows are worshipped. The next day, young people bow down to parents and elders. People worship the deity Bato or Shiva by offering chicken and rice beer. The Bagrumba dance is performed to appease Bato, which is symbolized by the Sisu tree. Instruments like serja, sifong, etc. are used in this dance. So this is observed by the Boru community of Assam. And it's very, very famous. It's very colorful. Next slide. Ali Ligan, it's a spring festival celebrated by the Missing tribe of Assam. It marks the beginning of the Kharif paddy cultivation and initiates the sowing of seeds. Paddy sowing is started on the first day of the festival. The festival is held on the first Wednesday of February. People perform a Gumrag dance to the tune of Koinitam songs. Some activities like plowing and tree cutting are forbidden during the festival period. The last day is called Alilan, when a community feast is held. Homemade wine, appam, and pork meat, purang, apin, etc. are released. So you can see that every festival is associated with a particular form of dance. And every festival has some norms which is necessary for the participants to observe to protect the environment and nature. That is ingrained in all this. The next slide. Zonbil Mela. It is a 3-day annual fair organized by the Tiwa tribe in the middle of Assam. It is held in January in the first weekend of Magh Bihu. The place where it is held is Dayang Belguri. It's near Jagi Road. The Mela started around 15th century. It was first planned as a political event, which was accompanied by a market. Then the market became the main thing later on. The tribal communities of nearby hills as well as plains converged there. They exchanged their merchandise with those of the indigenous Assamese people in a barter system.
Sir,
That
I have a
barter-
small request. Sanjeev sir,
Yeah,
I have a small request. These words are new to us. So I'll be very happy if you say what is Janbil means. Okay, like you said, your festival, Young festival. So I'll be grateful
Yeah.
if you can tell the meaning of the words. That has a lot of value, sir, for us. Thank you.
a June bill, it's a combination of two words. Zone means moon, bill means pond.
Okay.
Maybe there was a pond in that place, particular place, which was shaped like moon. So that way, this word might have cropped up. And Mela means gathering a open market. So they exchange their merchandise in the Junbil Mela, which those from the indigenous Assamese people in a barter system, which still continues. It is perhaps the only place in India where barter system is still alive. Of course, both the systems are practiced there. Some people use barter and some people use money for exchange. Both are there. Next slide. Karam Puja. Karam Puja, it's a festival of the tea tribes. It is observed in the August or September month. The young people go to the jungle with their drummers and young unmarried girls to collect some branches from the karam tree. The karam is the name of a particular tree, so which they plant for worshipping. The deity is provided with liquor and food grains. As I said earlier, protection and worship of the nature is embedded in the culture of these ethnic groups. And another attraction is the use of their indigenous wine. Almost all the ethnic groups, the ethnic tribes of Assam have their own characteristic indigenous wine, which they serve to the guests in these festivals. The next slide. Porag. Porag is a springtime post-harvest annual festival of the Mishing tribe. Porag, the word means the pollen of flowers. Maybe it was taken from that. It is also known as Narasinga Bihu. As we have seen, most of these festivals of the tribes in Assam are held contemporarily with Bihu. So when Bihu is celebrated side by side or a little before that or little after that, so many festivals are held. So the time of Bihu, that springtime, is observed as a festival time by almost all the ethnic groups in the state. This particular Porag festival is celebrated to express gratitude to the Mother Earth, the ancestors, and the Almighty God. The youths participate in cultural programs during the festival. Their dance steps resemble the agricultural task. Pigs are sacrificed in this festival. People are treated to food and drinks. The festival runs for 5 days. The next slide. Baiko. Baiko is celebrated to propitiate the goddess of wealth, Baiko. So this particular word is used to denote their deity. And they worship that deity in order to get abundant crops as well as good health. It is practiced by the Maitori and Rangdani groups of Rabha people. This is observed in the June month. Rituals are performed to ward off evil spirits and beget sufficient rains. People dress in their traditional attire and dance to the beat of drums. In the evening, a bamboo structure is burned, and then the priest pray to the harvest god. People also indulge in games like tug of war. As you can see in the picture given here, they have their own characteristic costume, their own dress. All the ethnic groups have their own dress. You have seen in my slides that every group wear their own dress, and all communities have a separate distinctive dresses. And these are very colorful. And motifs of these dresses are very different. It differs from one community to another. The next slide. Bishudima or Busudima is an annual 3-day cultural festival celebrated by the Dimasa Kachari tribe. It is a post-harvest festival celebrated after the completion of grain harvest. It is celebrated when all work for June cultivation is completed. It is thus an occasion for relaxation from hard toils. It is usually held in January. It commences on January 28 and ends on January 29. Dima alludes to the Dimasa tribe, while Bishu refers to Bihu. As I said earlier, many of these festivals are held concurrently with the Bihu festival. So the Bihu word is found to some extent in a modified manner. So it is celebrated, it is almost similar to the Bihu celebrated in the place. You can see from the picture what type of dress their ladies wear. As you can see, all the communities wear different motifs. The next slide, Pateli. Pateli festival is celebrated in the whole undivided districts of Kamrup and Gwalpara. It is basically a magical rite associated with the fertility cult. The Boru Kachari community call it Vaiteli. They plant tall decorated bamboo in the field, make a small hut close by. They offer their eatables, black pigeon and black goat for the deities. They pray so that no harm is caused to the village and that the deities leave the people in peace and go away downstream. The Kachari people symbolize the departure of the gods by putting the offerings, the pigeon and the goat on a raft, which is laid loose in the river. In fact, what Vaiteli means going downstream. So these beliefs are associated with the festival. Next. And one very important thing is that all these festivals are eco-friendly. As we have seen, they worship the nature, they abstain from cutting trees during the festival. And even the containers from putting indigenous wine is made from bamboo. Here, I have put a video. If it is possible, you can play it. The bamboo is cut into small pieces. These are small containers, bamboo-made containers. They keep wine in that and serve wine to the guest. They do not use artificial utensils. So these are the containers. If even cakes are prepared there, for the cakes, these containers are a bit longer. They put the eatables there and they burn it in fire, and it becomes a rice cake. But this particular container is for putting wine. The next slide. So here we come to the do's and don'ts for the tourist. The festivals are related to the community traditions socially, culturally, and spiritually. So any tourism effort should take cognizance of that. The belief of the particular tribe should not be offended. The tourist should have prior briefing about the customs and traditions. The tourist must be careful about the authenticity of any program while documenting any festival, since commercialization has led to unacquainted people trying to cash in on the demand. This has happened with Bihu, with some so-called artists performing them in distorted manner. Some serial in OTT has shown Bihu in a very wrong manner very recently. The absorption capacity of any place has to be kept in mind in allowing the tourist. The tourist must not pollute the environment with non-biodegradable objects. The next slide. Here I'm giving the names of the sources of the photographs and video. Dilip Chankakoti, Samiran Goswami, Jiten Das, Meghali Bordoloi, Nunit Langthasa, Tutubani Waru, and some photos taken from internet. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much, sir. Because quite a few of our participants joined later and there was a slight delay in also beginning our live stream. I would like to now introduce our previous speaker, Dr. Sanjeev, so that everyone knows. Dr. Borkakoti is an industrial economist by training. He's a published author. He's deeply interested in the life and works of medieval reformer Sriman Shankardev, who preached an egalitarian social outlook.